Alrighty, this is Shawassi Gunner back here again today. As you can see, I have a new gun on my bench, the Ruger Wrangler. If you couldn't tell, obviously, from the box, this will be a first impressions kind of unboxing video. Just kind of go over some of the specs and some of the features of the Wrangler itself. Stay tuned in the future. I will be comparing this to another revolver I have, which is the Heritage Manufacturing Rough Rider, and I'll do a more in-depth review down the line. So I'm going to go ahead and pop it out. It comes with your standard gun lock. Go ahead and set that over there, as well as that. The standard Ruger sticker that always seems to come in all Ruger firearms. Nice sticker, but if you buy a lot of Rugers, you're going to have a lot of Ruger stickers. Comes with a nice manual. It has some good diagrams and operating procedures for how to handle, obviously if this is your first single action revolver, it's definitely good to probably go ahead and read through it just to make sure you have an idea. Then there is a nice little diagram here that has all the nomenclature for the revolver itself. So kind of helps you know what you're dealing with, especially if you ever had an issue and needed service, so you know what you're talking about. Now, let's get out the revolver itself. I'm just going to go real quickly and go over some of the specs. The barrel is 4.62 inches long. It is chambered in .22 long rifle with a 6-shot capacity. The entire length of the revolver itself is 10.25 inches, and it weighs 30 ounces. So, another thing to note is the MSRP is $249. Most of the time, you can find it anywhere from $179 to $229, as I've seen. Just depends on the sale situation. I think a lot of dealers are trying to move this. It's a good selling revolver. I think a lot of people are interested in them. They're very popular. And as of the date of this video, picked this up for, I think it was right around $200 even. So kind of in the middle of the ballpark as far as price goes. A couple other things to note. The barrel is steel. The cylinder is steel. In a blued finished, and then the frame body itself, as well as the grip frame, is made out of an aluminum alloy. Ruger doesn't specify what alloy that is, like what blend, but sure, it's strong enough. It tends to be how Ruger goes. So I think that's kind of why it led to my next topic, is the finish. This is a silver Cerakote, as you can see. They offer this in a bronze finish as well as a black finish. I believe all the cylinders are the same color, and they're always going to be that blue finished color as well. I think they went with Cerakote just because of the blend of an aluminum and the steel. It's just easier to coat the whole thing and keep it more symbiotic and all together. The grips are they're basic polymer, but they have a nice little checkering on it. Not super grippy, but it really gives you a decent little purchase to hold on to. The grip frame itself isn't overly large. I mean, I got pretty big hands, but my pinky kind of hangs off on the bottom. But being .22 long rifle, it's not going to be a big ordeal. So, carrying on, the sights, you can see, you got like your standard gutter sight in the rear, and you got a nice blade sight in the front. In this color, I think it really does pop out, especially like on this background. So with a darker, so like if I went with black, it'd definitely blend in certain light situations. Something I'd have to play with, but this color seems to pop a little bit more. Maybe I'm wrong, but time will tell. The couple other things to note, on the hammer itself, has some really nice checkering here. Good and grippy. It's not like a standard single action like Army clone. There's not a bunch of different clicks, not your 4 clicks going back. But one thing to note is it does have a transfer bar safety. So technically this is drop safe. Good on you, Ruger. Say what you will about transfer bar safety, but it does give you a good option to have, especially carrying in the field. I don't know, what people's needs are going to be, whether you like to carry cocked and locked with something like this, especially with like small varmint and stuff like that. But I digress. Moving on. The trigger itself is a really nice, it's a wider, nice and smooth. I like the feel of it a lot. It feels really nice. That was a great job by Ruger. I think that's probably the nicest feeling thing on the entire gun. The trigger housing here, this is a little small, but it's about correct for the type of firearm. Nothing, not gonna really, you might have some issues trying to fit a glove in there, but it is something to note that it is fairly small. I guess kind of show. Oh, one thing to note, I have manipulated this quite a bit here, the loading gate. This was very snug when I first got it. Very hard to open. The more I move it, the easier it is to open. Very positive clicking. I think what happened was there's Cerakote finish on the inside here, and I just think it had a lot of extra resistance, and you kind of had to wear through that initial coating in this pivot point. So after that, it seems to be no problem at all, but that is just something to know if you buy one of these, and it takes a lot of pressure to get that out. Just give it a couple opens and go from there. The ejector housing's nice, full length of the barrel. The ejector rod is pretty nice, nice, solid, heavy, very easy to manipulate for ejecting spent cases. As well as another important feature is it is a free spinning cylinder with the loading gate open. If you go ahead and shut the loading gate, it locks up. And then obviously cocking it locks it up even more. So your regular disassembly is just the same as all single actions typically are. You have just your cylinder rod here that you would pull out. Won't get into that today, but it's a simple procedure to say the least. Couple other things, I guess a couple notes I'll say. I went with the silver Cerakote because, like I said, Ruger offers this in a black, a silver, and a burnt bronze. I was really looking at the burnt bronze, and there was some scuffing in this region already, and I'm like, I guess I'll just go with the silver, because especially if I'm gonna get a lot of wear on it, especially if it wears through on the barrel or on the frame or something, putting it in the holster, or you get scratches, it's just gonna kind of blend in and not really look as noticeable. And I like the way that this really looks. I like how it kind of looks like a matte bead blast, even though it's just a Cerakote, but looks great. There's no bubbling or anything like that with the application of the Cerakote. Let's see here. One thing to note, obviously you don't want to dry fire 22 long rifle. I got one little nick here when I was giving it a test run here and there, but it's just something you don't want to do long term, a lot of. But once in a while it won't kill it, but I guess I'll try to get a better view. Might be kind of dark. Oh, gotta find it. There it is. So you can see there's just a little nick there. But and no issues with putting a round in or anything like that. But just something to be, cognizant if you're going to do a lot of dry firing, go ahead and put snap caps in it. Not sure what kind of grade of steel they used either. Not sure if it's going to be easy to get cylinders to replace in the future as well. Knowing Ruger, there's probably going to be a fair amount of parts available, but we will see. So future of the Ruger Wrangler line, one thing I will note is there is a lot of extra space here in this cylinder. As you can see, I wouldn't be surprised in the future that if they didn't offer a 7-round 22 long rifle version, just seeing that much of a gap between the chambers, I would just think it wouldn't be that hard to, move them a little closer together, throw an extra round in. I also think that it probably isn't out of the realm of them offering a 22 mag in the future, but we'll see. Ruger offers quite a bit higher quality versions of a 22, like the Bearcat, and their single, I think it's the single 6 series. A lot of different calibers in those, or in the singles, but this is obviously aimed at being a cheaper product for direct competition to being the Rough Rider. So they're going after each other. The Rough Rider is, it's a great, but it's cheap. You get what you pay for. I'm sure that'll probably be the similar case here. I think at the time this is probably one of the cheapest things Ruger sells. So, but it's nice to be able to get a nice Ruger Revolver for a decent price. So, but yeah, I think it looks great. I think everything fits together really nice. Can't wait to shoot this a lot, and like I said, I will do some comparison videos to the Rough Rider and do a more in-depth review, especially with longer term reliability as I get more rounds through it. So yes, thanks for watching, and I'll be back with you guys soon.